Off the Record with Nate and Jeff. Unfiltered, unscripted, unapologetic. Welcome to Off the Record, where the conversations go deeper than the surface, and nothing is ever off limits. With your hosts, Nate, bringing wisdom, real-life experience, and that straight truth, and Jeff, bringing perspective, edge, and the questions everybody's thinking. This isn't for the cameras. This isn't for the headlines. This is Off the Record.
All right, welcome to the next episode of Off the Record with Nate and Jeff. I'm one half of your host, Nate.
And I'm Damien. Hopefully, I don't look like I'm eating fried chicken. My lips,
This guy,
are they
right?
greasy? I just want to make sure I don't look like I'm done eating chicken. Okay, let's go. Come on, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm
All
distracting you. I just want to make sure. Go ahead.
All right, so today we're going to talk about a very important topic. We're going to talk about health. Because everybody always say health is wealth, and a lot of
It
times we
is.
don't know what that means, right? So the first thing I bring up, so do you think that people take their health as serious as they take money?
No, no. And let me tell you why, brother. I don't know if you know now, I've been taking up yoga lately, right?
Yeah.
And that was mainly because in my younger years, I was Superman. At least I thought I was Superman. You know, like every time something wrong or something breaks, I just push on. You know, give me some aspirin, some Motrin, and a cup of water. That's what they tell you, right? Is a
Right.
cup of good water? I think now tap water bad, so I'm gonna have to get some regular water, some of that Irish spring water that you be drinking now, and that natural spring water. But we talk about it, and like I say, especially as men, it's
Mm-hmm.
one thing that we don't talk about enough, especially coming from the South. It's about mental health, right? Because we
Right.
talk about
Yeah.
physical health a lot, right? Because like I
Yeah.
said earlier, right? I'm Superman. You know, I could break all that, but it starts right here in your mind. And if you don't think about it, you know, you can slip in depression, anxiety, and it happens so fast that you don't even know it happened. And you're like, wow, it's there. You
Yeah.
know, it's like, but see, everybody can't wake up beautiful looking like you, like like a pregnant woman. So
Oh,
I'm just
this
saying,
guy right
some
here.
of us got problems in our life, and
Yeah.
we keep it inside, we bother it inside. So I get what you're saying. Yeah, no, I don't
Yeah.
think. Do you?
Yeah. So I agree with you. I don't think that people take their health, especially mental, because like you said, coming from the South, they always say, "Hey, we
Hmm.
don't talk about that. You know, that's soft, that's this, don't show your emotions, do all those things." So especially as men, we are taught to
Oh yes.
suppress our emotions and mental states. Oh, toughen up, do this, do this. So I think mentally, we are beaten up a lot, and then we just don't know until we get to our breaking point. Because I think that, and I've said this before, I think that everybody needs counseling, because there are so many things that you're dealing with from a younger age to the time that you're adult that's going to
Oh,
affect you, that counseling can, pull some of those things out.
hey, counseling a white person thing. We don't do counseling. That's a white
Yeah,
people thing.
that's what they say,
And,
but
and see, and that's one of the stereotypes,
yeah,
right? Like black people don't do counseling. You know, that's a
yeah,
white person thing. Do you remember the first time you cried? You think about it, right?
yeah,
In front of somebody.
yeah,
We talk about mental health, right? Because you think about when you talk about mental health, right? The first time you actually broke down in front of somebody,
yeah,
or it happened. Was it your wife? Because she told me you used to sit down there and cry in her lap all the time. So I'm just trying to
no,
make sure,
no, definitely.
you
No,
know.
I would say for me, emotionally, I think I started out emotionally intelligent, and I think at some point in my life when I probably got to like my mid-teen years, I kind of was like, man, you got to man up, right? That's in my time.
Hmm.
Hey, man up, boy, just go through it. So those things. So I think all those tough guy phrases kind of makes you numb to your feelings. But I'll tell you, right? So I remember the first time I had a counseling session, and it was different, because it like when you start talking, that's when a lot of things come out that you don't know
Hmm.
that's actually deep down. And I was like, man, this is this is game changing. This is something that I wish more people would do, especially in the Black community. Like you said, a lot of the other communities,
Yeah.
they do it, but in the Black community, it's frowned upon. But I would say, from my own personal experience, counseling has helped me come a long way. And that's kind of why I became a life coach. And that's why I started doing counseling, because sometimes having a familiar face makes it easier. It
Yeah.
would be easier for me to go into an office with another, black man, or a black person
Hmm.
in general, versus going in there with with somebody else. And that's just the facts of life. You feel comfortable around people that look
Yeah.
like you.
Yeah.
So having a door or avenue to reach somebody else, that was very important to me.
And I agree. Like I said, I tell people all the time, like, even if you're afraid to go by yourself, right? And I
Hmm.
tell people all the time, group counseling is great
Yeah.
because you could sit there and listen to other people tell their story. And then, like I tell most people, like Maya Angelou said to us, we have more in common than you think.
Right.
Because when you sitting there talking to the person, like say both of us in the military, right?
Right.
We we
Yeah.
we we we,
Well,
we
hold on. I'm
deploy.
not in the military. I'm
Yeah,
out the
well, look,
military.
look, okay, okay. Thank you for reminding me that that you first freaking pregnant woman. Well, anyway, like I say, but you've been deployed, right? And,
Right. Yeah.
and 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 people don't understand the separation from being from your
Yeah.
family for a whole year, and then the possibility of you not coming back is
Right. Yeah.
always there in your mind. But when you there with other people that's thinking the same thing that you're thinking, talking to your fellow comrades about it, like I said, hey, you know what? Like you said, first of all, talk to somebody that you feel comfortable
Yeah.
with, right?
Yeah.
Because I agree with you, Herman. Counseling is great. You have to
Yeah.
sometimes talk through the problems
Yeah.
because if you don't, you're gonna slap people.
Yeah, and then you got to think about it. Like, we've done counseling in a, I guess, a non-traditional way. It's like when you call your
Hmm.
friend, you be like, "Man, I need to talk," right? Because, like, I will
Yep.
say on some of the deployments that I've been in, like, I just sit down and, like, we had like real conversations about just life, and then you get to know those people. You get to know
Hmm.
like a lot of things. Like, like I tell a lot of people, one thing that really shaped me as a child, because I was adopted when I was younger, and being adopted, that I tell people that changes how you see things,
Yeah.
because being adopted means somebody brought you into their house that, that's usually not related to you, that has no connection to you. And then they love you. Hopefully, if you're in a good, program, they love you like their family. And then that's something that you have to process. Is like, okay, that's something, because now that bond that you had with your family, or that connection, could be gone.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, like, a lot of times I remember, man, and I'm gonna share this story. I think I had just became an NCO. This had to be like 2008. And I
Wow.
had a
Damn.
soldier. Yeah, man, I had a soldier. He called me at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm
Mm.
talking about, I'm dogged. I'm
Yeah,
I'm dead tired.
dead,
He
probably knocked
called
out.
me. Yeah. And he was like, "Hey man," he was like, "Sergeant, man, I just need to talk." And I'm thinking, man, but
Man,
something
not 2 in the
said get
morning.
up. Yeah, so
Yep.
I get up. I am tired. So the good thing was, I probably was maybe 4 or 5 minutes away, 4 or 5 minutes. So I drive,
Okay.
we sitting outside, and I mean, we're talking, and like, I mean, he's just pouring out his heart. He's telling me, like, it's funny looking back. Like, he's telling me about pink money, and to this day, I don't know what pink money is.
What is pink money?
I don't know. He's like,
What
"Man,
the
you got to
hell?
get the pink money," and I'm like, "Okay," but he's telling me, he was like, "Man, I'm just happy that I have somebody to talk to, because I don't feel
Yep.
like nothing." He had a lot of family issues going on, and I said, "Hey, me too." And being relatable, I really think really helped us bond. And
Yep.
like, so we set out there probably about a good 30, 40 minutes. And then, I don't want to go a lot into what we discussed, but at the end, he was like, "Hey, man, I'm really happy that you came, because I was thinking about hurting myself." He said, "Because
Mm.
I had so many emotions, because we had just did a 15-month deployment.
Yeah.
You got to think,
Man, that
you
was forever.
you
That was a long time
15-month
ago.
deployment, you get
Mhm.
back your families trying to, get all your money and all these things." And I just was like, man, like, I was happy that I was available, and I was happy that I was under, that I could be relatable, and that I was understanding, because I had some of the same issues. And I was just like, "Hey man, just talk. Like, I'm not here to judge you, because I know exactly
Yeah.
what you're going through." So, those are the type of things that I kind of think about when I think about, like, the importance of mentally, like, because that 15-month deployment, I tell you, man,
And boy,
that
that's
15-month
I did
deployment was killer. Because if you think about
forever.
it, that's a whole year in a quarter of another year that you're
Mhm.
away, that you're living depending on where
Uh,
you were, like you're living in a tent or a small container or something. You don't, you have running water. Some days you're getting attacked. So mentally, that's a lot that you have to decompress. And sometimes we never get that opportunity to do it.
I tell people, you never appreciate running water when
Right.
you
Until
don't
you
have
ain't
it.
got it.
Until you don't
Warm
got it.
running water.
We're
Yeah,
all
yeah,
warm running water. First of all,
yeah.
let me recap what you said. First of all, I'm gonna write down what is pink money. I'm gonna find out what this is for us. Cause when next
Yeah, I don't
conversation
know.
we
I don't
have,
know
I'm
what
gonna
pink
find out
money
what.
is.
Matter of fact, let me write out pink. What is pink money? Since you allow me to wear my glasses, I'm gonna have to strain to see this. so, but
Yeah,
one of the key things you said, right? He said, "I'm glad that you was available to
yeah,
talk to me." Right?
yeah.
Because sometimes, think about that, right? He'll call you at 2 in the morning. Now, 2 in the morning is early as crap. I mean, you
True.
just getting to sleep. I,
Yeah,
I don't know about you, but man, about 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm just getting to sleep. Best I just came from the Waffle House. You just
right.
came from
Yeah,
the Waffle House. Y'all had a little liquor in you and stuff like, especially 2008. You were a little young Thundercat back then.
yeah.
and then
Very
you get in the
young.
room. It is 2 in the morning. Somebody call you. You like, oh fuck, what do they want to talk about now, right? And I'm glad something inside you say, hey, let's go out there and talk to that guy. And like I say,
Yeah,
30 minutes of your time is the rest of his life. You
yeah. You're
save the
right.
rest of his life. Just
Yeah,
take 30 minutes of his
it,
time. I mean, you got to really think
yeah,
about it because see, some people don't really look at the significance of that, right?
yeah,
Because I called people at 2 in the morning before. It wasn't a
yeah,
call to talk to them. I would call them like, hey man, what you doing? Let's
yeah,
go out, man. Click, hang up the
yeah,
phone, right? But he called you about some real shit, and
yeah,
you took 30 minutes out of your life, and you saved his life for 30 minutes of your time. Think
yeah.
about that.
And you know what's funny, man? Like, so you got to remember, we all started as peers, right? And then
Mhm.
I happened to get promoted at the end of that deployment, and I came back and I took over the section. Many moons later, I seen him and I was like,
Okay.
hey, I was like, hey man, you remember that time you called me at 3 o'clock in the morning? And like he's like, man, I don't know what I was going through. But I said, man, it's funny how life shapes you, right?
Mm-hmm.
I said because I was happy because like I said, I had just matter of fact, I had got promoted in December. So this would have been like January.
Oh
And
wow,
I was
it's
just like,
cold
man,
too.
like I'm new. You know what I'm saying? I'm new, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to be available because I was just in his shoes and we had a
Yeah.
leader that wasn't available. So when my biggest thing is when I got promoted, I was like, hey man, I want to be the best NCO for you all that I could be. You know what I'm saying? So me answering that call was just like me saying,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'm here for you. And like I said, being that we was peers not too long ago, I think that was what made him feel comfortable. And like you said, that's something that shaped me as a young NCO.
Mm-hmm.
So mentally that was something that weighed on me too, because what if I wouldn't have came? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like there are so many things that like plays in my mind, like situations, because there was plenty of times when I was downrange, we were close to death. Like I'm talking about seconds away,
Yeah.
instances away, convoys that got blown up, mortars that
Mm-hmm.
came in and didn't explode. So mentally, there's a lot that we have to unpack, and a lot of times we just don't have that opportunity. Um, so it's good that I'm saying that like you said, you
Yeah.
have somebody to share that with, or somebody just to vent to, because sometimes you just need to get it out. It's nobody that can help you. You just need to
Yeah.
you need to hear how it sounds in the
Sounds
atmosphere.
like
Mm-hmm.
and that's good. Like I said, 30 minutes of your time save his lifetime. But I
Yeah.
tell people, like I say, even if you're uncomfortable with therapy, like I said, we don't talk about mental health that much, right? And I
Mm-mm.
tell everybody, I say, how I deal with stuff, and I tell people all the time, I deal with it with joking, right? Because
Yeah.
like I say, with most people, they find humor in what they're going on. Like you talking about humor, right? Because I remember, like you said, deploy. I was thinking to myself, we got hit by missiles one time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pooping. That's what I was doing, right?
Yeah.
And I talked to somebody else about it. I said, hey man, have you ever, been deployed and you about to die while you pooping? And that'd be kind of sad to die while you pooping. Like,
Yeah.
what the crap, man? Can they at least let me wipe my butt before they kill me? I just don't want to be that guy that get caught, in the porta potty like this right
With your
here.
pants down.
You know,
Literally with your
just
pants down.
yeah, like I'm like,
Yeah,
God, damn, help me out. But see, talking to somebody about that, it helps other people even come up with the humor. Like, yeah, man, I
yeah,
remember when we was on this vehicle, this what happened, and then like you say, 15 months is a long time to be gone, and
yeah,
people don't understand that. Like you said, right? Although he was gone 15 months, he was gone from his family too. They
right.
wasn't left from him too as well.
Yeah,
So people change. You
yeah.
think people change in three
Oof.
weeks?
Yeah, 15
Dude,
months. I definitely
15
changed
months.
when I got back.
It,
Yeah,
it is a long time, a
yeah,
long time. And,
yeah,
and you look at it now, you're like, man, that was a short time. But nah, 15 months is a long time for
yeah.
somebody to change. So I'm glad you was there to talk to him about mental health. Cause like I say, even with your mental health, like sometimes I talk to y'all like, you know what? I think he's about to snap. We gonna have to give him some Kool-Aid or
I got
something to
this
make
one
sure he's
story
good.
that I can share. No, I'm just playing.
I said, we'll want him to snap because
Yeah,
like I said earlier, I want to wear my glasses, but I don't want you to snap.
this
So
guy
so
right
we
here.
we gonna calm
So,
down. We're gonna keep it going.
so that leads me into a question, right? So, do you think that being successful a lot of times it comes with a cost to your
Oh,
mental health?
yes, because people always say like right, and I hate to quote Biggie Small, but he's one of the best things, right? He said more problems, more money, more problems. That was,
More
I'm
money,
saying it
more
right.
problems.
More
Yeah,
problem because, like you said, when we talk about right, we both came from nothing, right? And when you get money, you think that money will solve your problems, right? And in the end, it solves nothing. You tell about like, if I just get a little more money, I'll be good to go. If I just get a little more money, I'll be good to go. And
yeah,
every time you get more money, it never solves the initial problem that you have. So now that you go into it, now you're more stressed about everything else that's going on. That brings up another problem, but especially a man. Can you think about right? Cause you just got out, even though you're like a brand new pregnant woman. Some of the things you might have to worry about, right? If you don't have to worry about, think about if you did got out, right, and you had no financial plan. That's
yeah,
messing with your mental already.
yeah,
Because like you said, we're from the South. We're
yeah,
providers.
yeah.
What happens you can't provide for your kids right now? How will
Oh
you
yeah,
feel right now?
you gonna go crazy. Yeah,
Yeah, you will go crazy because
yeah,
that's your lifeline. You looking like say, okay, well now I don't have enough money. Now I'm getting depressed
yeah,
because you got to do something that you don't want to do. Because like I said,
yeah.
you sit right now, you ain't working right now. You're just hanging out, living a good life. You sorry bastard. Um, and then
Hey, you
sitting
can be on
there.
this side too.
Hey,
Mentally,
look,
maybe you know what,
look,
man? Do you need someone to
mentally,
talk to?
yes, every day, every day, every day. But like I said, you think about it, right? If you're doing something you don't like, you get depressed,
Yeah,
right? Because you try to make money doing something you don't really like,
yeah,
right? So think about it right here, right? You had to get up every day and go to a
yeah,
job. Let me see what's a good job for you. What if you had to go count ammo rounds every day?
yeah. That would
I
suck.
I, I
I don't
want to be
nobody
for I
would. I
want.
don't know why nobody would do something like that for like
you,
20
you know,
years.
yeah, it count animal every day, right? And
Yeah.
wake up like you said. What time you wake up this morning? What time you woke up this morning?
Um. Today I woke up about 6.
Oh, that's right. Cause that's why you look so nice in your shirt and stuff. You're
This guy
going out and
right
do
here.
nice things with the family. Did you get some ice cream today too? Wait, let me
No.
start around about it. But like I say, but you woke up a time you want to wake up, right? Think about
Yeah.
you have to wake up at four in the morning every morning, right?
Yeah.
And that's depressing. And
Yeah. It
now
is.
you working at a job that now you got anxiety because you worried about, is this job going to provide me enough money to take care of my family?
Yeah.
And then now you add an extra stress inside yourself saying, hey, you know what? I'm the man. I'm supposed to be able to provide stuff. Even though I know your wife not like that. I know your wife is a team player, right? If you
Yeah.
down, she got you, right? But in your head, it's a different story.
Yeah.
You know she got you, but you want to make sure you got her too. So
Yeah.
that's where the problem come in.
And that
Right?
makes me think, right? So, we both was instructors at the same time. Well, I think he was on the platform maybe once or twice, but I was really on the platform. And it made me think about like when you get a class,
hmm
like they don't know they're mentally stressed because they're trying to become warrant officers or they're trying to get the next rank or whatever, right?
hmm
Now you're in front of them. You're really on a platform, on a stage per se, and you can't have any bad days
Oh
because they're
God, no.
watching you, right? Especially when you're like me. Most of my students were like the basic courses. So when they come in, they're seeing, okay, hey, that's Chief Garrett. He got if he on point, we on point, right? But it's some days that I'm staying late for maybe, let's say, a pointless meeting that could have been solved over
Whoa,
email.
whoa, 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 whoa!
Um,
I feel like you pointed at me. I feel like you picking at me right now. Okay,
yeah,
I'm just saying.
or something like that, or like I still got family issues or all this,
Yeah.
right? But I gotta sit there in that classroom and act like everything is
Hmm.
nice and fine. Mind you, a lot of them come with problems with, okay,
Oh,
I got this going on. So it's hard, and mentally, like, we sit there and we have to be like, man, battle, the day's a rough one, so
yeah.
like having somebody to come check on you, even if it's like, hey, battle, you good, like
Yeah.
that could be a game changer, because it was plenty of days where I was like, man, I don't have anything left to give, because I've exerted everything that I could, because mentally I'm drained, because I'm trying to give them the best version of myself, the
So,
best product to set them up. And for some of them, I'm the only thing that's going to keep, I'm the only thing that's going to help them be successful or lead them to failure. You know what I'm saying?
oh yeah.
So
And
mentally,
see,
that's a lot.
and that's pressure already in yourself because you
It
think to yourself,
is.
right? Now I have to make sure I'm good because if
Yeah.
I don't teach them right, they're gonna be unsuccessful.
Yeah.
And that what most people understand. I told my kid the other day, welcome to being an adult.
Oof,
Being an
yeah.
adult sometimes is great and bad
Yeah.
because especially when you're in charge. Like I said, you in charge, right?
You are.
You got these people looking at you for your guidance. And
Hmm.
now you got to be mentally stable yourself to make sure you give them proper guidance to be successful. Because if you don't, like I say, you can't come in a bad day. That's
Yeah.
that's why I tell people, like, being a teacher or something. Like, how you going to be a teacher and you hate kids?
Yeah.
Just do something different.
Yeah.
If you don't like your job, do something
Yeah.
different. And people don't understand that when you are the person representing that organization or that ideal behind what you're trying to preach to the people, if you don't have a good day, no matter what kind of bull crap you got going on, because like I
Right.
said, you could have had a bad day. Your son could have been sick that day.
Yeah.
You could have woke up this morning, and the wife just yeah 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 yeah, because sometimes I love my wife, but sometimes she yeah
Yeah.
yeah 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 about something I
Yeah.
don't even care about half the time. Like, hey, we
Yeah.
good, babe. You win,
Right. Yeah.
you win. But you still got to come to work and smile. And I
Yeah.
tell people that working on your mental as well.
Yeah.
So
And
you got to make sure you're good to go. Go ahead.
yeah,
Go
and
ahead.
and then that's something that you brung up that a lot of people don't think, like, just like everybody else got problems, we got problems too.
Oh
No
yeah.
matter how much we try to be a Superman or that provider, it's like
Mhm.
we still got things. So it's like we got things that's in the house, we got things that's out the house, we got things that's at work. And for
Especially if you
some
in
of
those
us,
streets.
yeah, I'm not in the streets. you
For the
know,
streets. But go ahead. Go ahead. Go
so
ahead.
it's just one of those things. It's like, okay, today I go to work, and let's just say our computers don't work because the internet's
Oh
down.
God. Oh man.
I'm
Man.
stressed out
Fucking
because I'm like,
technology.
okay, I got to do this right. My course leader don't. He just, hey, whoop de whoop. I'm like, man, you don't even. The computer's not working right.
Hey, hey, hey. I
My
feel
son just got
you're
sick
not
at
in the army no more.
school.
You can't blame that crap on me no more, okay? You're not in the military no more.
you
You gonna
know,
let that go.
yeah. But then
Do you
my
need
son.
somebody to talk
Nah,
to?
I'm good. I'm good. But and then now they calling me saying my son's sick, and I'm like, man,
Mm,
that's a lot of stress, because I'm trying to be at 3 places at once, and I can't be,
mm.
and I'm not even at one place, because when one thing is not good, the other one can't be good, because you're gonna be focused on that. And what I was thinking about while we was doing this, I was like, it's crazy that we don't talk about mental health, because no matter what else, it all goes back to the mental.
Mhm.
Like, even if you physically hurt, you're mentally
Yep.
going through something.
Yep.
So even if, like, everything ties back to mentally, it's just like, if just say I break my hand, right? People
Mhm.
like, oh, well, you can get a cast, and then they give me some meds. Physically, okay, yeah. Mentally, I'm like, man, can I provide for my
Fine.
family? When is gonna do? So it just made me think, like, how everything is so tied into, like, your mental health, but it's just something that we find so, I want to say, cliche or whatever, that we don't talk about it when it should be easy. Kind of having like this, like, honestly, this is like therapy to me sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like having somebody that you can talk to, and sometimes even just talking about what's not going on helps
Mm,
you with what's going on, because it's like, okay, this now I'm thinking clearly versus, like they say, when you focus on the problem, you can never solve the problem.
yeah. And I tell some people, and I got it. I know some people are loners because I tell people I'm a
Yeah.
loner most of the time myself too. But you always have to have someone you can reach back
Somebody.
and talk
Yeah.
to. And that's why I tell people, if you just have that one person, because like you say, you broke your hand, right?
Yeah.
To you, how's this going to affect the rest of my day
Yeah.
or rest of the time? I think like, is this going to affect my job?
Yeah.
Is this going to affect how I take care of my kid? Cause what if your kid get hurt, right? Or you
Yeah.
need both hands to lift whatever off the kid, right?
Oof.
But now you got
Yeah.
one. Now you got one hand. You like now you feel like, hey, now I'm failed as a parent,
Yeah.
And people understand parenting hard. Oh
Yeah.
man,
Oof. I give it a
parenting will work
1-star
your mental.
rating.
It will work your mental health,
Yeah, it
man.
will.
And like you say, you still got to come to work with a smile on your face. And,
Yeah.
and whatever you're doing, right? Because think about this, right? I tell people all the time, right? Something simple, going to the grocery store, right? And you walk in the grocery store, you already got all this going on. Like you said, you in 3 different places already at one time,
Yeah.
right? And somebody just, like with you, because you like little designer shoes and stuff. I don't think I never owned a pair of Jordans. But
This guy, I don't know who this
what's
guy's
my
talking
step on your
about. I wear
what's my
Walmart
step on your
shoes.
Jordan? Oh, whatever. What if somebody step on your Jordans, right? And you heard the music stop. And then next thing you know, your day messed up now, right? And
Yeah.
you about to fight this guy. But what if this guy already had a bad day already? What if
Yeah.
they was thinking through the same thing and they didn't even see your shoes, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't know what's going on in their head. And I always tell people, interacting with people around you, you don't know what they got going on. And,
Definitely
and like I
don't.
say, especially since we don't talk about mental health, we leave it
Yeah.
as a cliche and everything. Like you say, it is connected to everything. I tell,
It
like,
is.
like you said earlier, right? You said if I'm hurt, it affect how I'm thinking, it affect
Yeah.
how I look at myself. Because I even tell
Yeah.
people when I hurt my shoulder, I was thinking to myself, man, can I defend myself? Cause I talk a lot of trash.
Yeah.
What if what if what if I say something one day and somebody wanna fight me? Like that time that you about to beat people up in playing basketball, like I couldn't help you there. I felt bad if I couldn't
Uh,
help you because I couldn't swing with you. So that gave me anxiety. So you think about it, right? Because you want to make sure you there for your
yeah.
friends too, right? So it's a total picture that people just don't see that's happening right here.
Yeah.
Like you
And
said, on the
and
head.
and and that made me think, right? And I share this story with a lot of people, right? So, talking about mental health and physical health. So in
Mhm.
2017, I tore my Achilles tendon, right?
Yeah, no, I remember you trying to do a crossover. That time
Yeah,
that girl
yeah.
crossed you over?
Nah, never that. So listen, so being an athlete my whole life, I've never had
Mm,
a serious injury. And I never
mm,
understood like how serious injuries that people go through. I got depressed.
mm,
So when I got depressed, I mean, because I couldn't move, right? So like I'm dependent on people to do everything. Um, all I started doing was eating and just sulking, just being depressed. Now, boom, okay. That was so now I'm finally getting out of it. I'm 20 pounds heavier.
mm,
So now I'm getting back now. Mind you, I had just got to my unit. Like I signed in, let's just say
mhm.
Monday. I tore my Achilles tendon on like
Ah,
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
So they didn't even
Dang.
know who I was. So I'm in a place where they need somebody and I
And you
just got
showed up
hurt,
hurt. Yeah.
right? So that's mental stress because I'm like, man, they waiting on me. I'm
They,
hurt. They gonna think I'm
they,
dirt bad, whatever.
but like you
Okay,
said, they'll
boom.
depend on you though. They'll
Right,
depend
yeah.
on you to be
So,
ready. Yeah.
yeah. So mental now, my wife is in another state.
Mm,
I'm living in a hotel. You
mm,
know what I'm saying? So I'm
mm.
going through it. So I finally get through that. Guess what happened 9 months later?
You got pregnant? I'll tell you, you say 9 months later. I don't know. I'm just thinking, put the math together. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Okay, come on.
Oh
Sorry.
my
I'm
God.
trying to
I
put the
tore
math
my
together.
other Achilles tendon, man.
Holy shit, son.
So I tear my other
What?
Achilles tendon
Damn.
9 months later. I'm like, this can't be life. So
That's life,
now
man.
I'm mentally thinking it's over. I'm like, they about to kick me out the army.
Yeah.
I can't do nothing because I'm still my left one is still like
Still healing.
it's healed, but it's not healed. So I
And then
can't
now you
I
done messed up the right one.
right.
Yeah.
I can't run.
Mm,
I can't do anything. I'm thinking like the only thing I got is my mind, and it's not even all the way there.
mm.
Mind you, oh, they just told me, oh, you about to go to NTC and we about to deploy.
Oh man, you can't even carry your own bags. That's another thing that you
Bro.
gotta think about, right?
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
I gotta have somebody carry my stuff for me. What kind of
So
crap this is?
so like we getting ready to NTC and I'm talking to the battalion commander and the brigade commander and they like, hey chief, can you go? I'm like, nah, I can't. They like, well, we need your mind. We don't care about your body.
Yeah.
They
Dang.
like, you don't got to do nothing, but we need you there for
Mm,
planning purposes. And
yeah.
that was something big for me because I'm like, man, these people are really dependent on me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I'm like, mentally, I'm stressed because I'm like, okay, one, they don't know me. They only know of what they heard of me. Like, hey, this guy is, squared away. This guy is that. But
Hmm.
I'm hurt. My wife is not there. I'm stressed out. My life is, I'm telling you, this is like the worst time ever.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is my last unit was crazy. So I'm
Mm,
stressed all the way out.
all the way out.
Cause I was never supposed to PCS and go to that unit because when I was trying to get there, they told me it was no way I would ever get back to Stewart, right? But
Mm.
magically they found a
You
way. So like
just
I got
magically found
so
a way.
much, you know what I'm saying? So I
You
got
know,
all this
imagine that
baggage.
deployment.
Right,
That
that's
deployment
exactly what it
magically came
was.
up. There you go.
Hmm. So that's why I was like, man, mentally, like physically I was tore down, but mentally I'm going through it because I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? You can't take a PT test. You know what I'm saying? You can't you pulling up to formation and like the little scooter thingy. People don't even know. They like, who is this guy? Who is this warrant officer with like a thing on? We ain't never seen him. And I'm like, yeah, hey man, I'm this person. Could you help me?
Out there scooting, what we call scooting it up. God
Yeah.
dang. They
So
should,
like,
they should- I'm surprised they didn't give you an automatic wheelchair. You know, the ones that you can blow in and get
no.
you're, you're
Nah,
running.
but that was a lot, man. So and then you just got to think like mentally again because
Mm.
I've prided myself for always being
And
there,
being an
being
athlete, yeah.
available, and being the best, right? And being an athlete, because I'm talking junk.
But but
All
but
that
but you
is
like you said,
gone.
well, you said the best thing you came there to be your best, right?
Yeah,
And at the time you got there, you like, okay, shoot, I can't even be my best. I can't be my usual self.
yeah,
But the one key thing that I think that your command did say, they probably should have talked to you a little more, but most people don't understand. They said that, hey, we need your mind. We
yeah,
got that you're not physically there.
yeah,
And that's one thing we all forget sometimes, right?
yeah,
We look at our physical body and we like, okay, we physically can't do something. We useless, right? But your mind is what people want now. They like, and look here, you know, young Thundercat no more. We got it. We got
yeah,
young soldiers do this stuff right here,
yeah,
okay? We need you to be able to plan through this situation to make sure that they come back alive.
yeah,
Or that when you tell these young warrants here that you're trying to treat, they good alive. Or like when you talk to your son know one day that he gonna beat your ass, okay? He know it. He probably can't beat you now. Okay, but
never.
I guarantee when he get about 15, 16, oh, he gonna kick your ass. Man, I'll make sure I take it and put on World Star. World Star still around there, but
I don't think
he
World
he.
Star around now.
But the key thing about, like I say, he needs you to teach him how to be
Yeah,
a man,
yeah,
and that's one thing is that we need to look around with our mental health when we
yeah,
think about it, right? That when one thing breaks down or one thing's not there, how can we look at that glass half full instead of half empty?
yeah,
And that's the key thing that you taught me that one day. 'Cause I remember one day you like, it's gonna be all right, Jeff. No, the fuck is not.
yeah,
I said, no, it's not. But you told me, you looked me in my face, you're like, hey, it's gonna be all right. And from that one word, like I said, you didn't do nothing physically for me.
yeah.
You didn't give me no money.
Emotionally,
I mean, you could have given me some ice cream. You know, that would have made me feel a little better. But
yeah,
but 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 you told me something that stuck with me. And you know what? He's right. It's gonna be
yeah,
all right. I just have to remember that in my head because how often do you, like you said it earlier, how often do you just walk in and say, hey man, how you doing today?
yeah,
Something that simple or change somebody's whole week. Just how
yeah.
you doing today?
And and then you got to think, right? We had this conversation like when we all got there as instructors. how, man, we were so locked in. We was like,
Oh
we were
yes.
so
Oh yeah.
hey, you need something from
You
me, battle,
you,
you know,
you the fucking man. Oh my God, like, boy, you
was
the
still
fucking biggest help
am,
ever.
you know.
I don't know, man. I don't know. You start crying a little bit, but no,
But and, and
but
and it was
seriously,
one of those things because we just all had an awesome relationship
mhm.
and we all wanted to see each other be
So
successful. We just
succeed.
wanted to be, hey, if you need something, battle, I got you. You need
Yeah.
me to cover down, I got you, right? So that type of environment, it was a positive mental environment.
So,
It was
yeah.
a positive social environment, which made everything else
Everything
that
else.
better. Like
Good.
physically, if I'm tired and I come in, I know I'm like, all right, man, I'm about to see Will, I'm about to see Jeff, I'm about to see Jack. I know we about to, we gonna
Something.
crack some
Yeah.
jokes, and then
Talk about how crappy this is.
yeah,
We're
yeah, but
going.
we in it together. And
Yeah,
and
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 where we gonna eat that later?
yeah, that's it. Long as it's not Jimmy John's.
Oh, come on, man. Oh God, Jimmy John. You know what? Fuck Jimmy John's, man. Don't
But
you ever talk about Jimmy John's again.
but those were the things that really made that our
Yeah.
time there. And it just made me think about like your environment, how important your environment is. Cause I'll
Mhm.
tell you, right? So right when I was or people, so like how do people affect your mental and your physical,
Oh
right? So
yes.
I the reason that when I first so I don't know if I've ever told you this. So when I put in my warrant packet, I was 215 pounds. I was
What?
deployed. Yeah, I was 215
Dang.
pounds. I was deployed and I had got injured.
Oh,
And I knew, when were you on the trail, or when was you a tech officer?
shit. 2019,
Yeah,
16
okay.
to
So it
19.
was way after, right? So
Yeah.
everybody was telling me, "Hey, Garrett, all they do is run, run, run." Now I'm
Yes.
215.
Yes.
I'm
All they
like,
do is
boom,
run.
right? So from I went down from 215 all the way down to 155 pounds. By
Oh
the
man, you probably like a
time,
goddamn
bro, I looked at
skeleton.
like a
God
little
dang,
kid.
you look
So when
like
I
a kid.
so but it
Matter of
was
fact,
the environment.
hold up. I bet you was on a commercial like for 10 cents a day. You can feed young Garrett.
Nah,
You can
but
feed young Garrett.
the reason I say that is, one, the people in
Mm.
my environment, because I failed a PT. What people don't know is I failed that PT test.
What?
My first, no, not
No,
not
you
at
nah,
Wops.
no.
No.
I would say no. I
When I
can't
was
imagine
when
you
I
failing
was
a
in
PT
when I
test.
was in
Maybe now. Now I can see you failing a
nah,
PT test, but
nah,
not
never.
back then.
When I was in
Nah.
Afghanistan, I failed a PT test, right? And my first sergeant called me. He was like, I was a staff sergeant. He was like, "Hey, Sergeant Garrett, I know that is not you." He was
Yeah,
like,
what's
"So you're
going
gonna
on?
take it
Yeah.
again tomorrow?" But mentally, man, I was all over the place. But
Yeah.
the fact that he believed in me, it made me go out there and
Maybe.
push myself, and I passed it. And then, I knew because of the pressures of becoming a warrant officer, like I was losing, man, I was losing weight. So like the environment and the people was there and they were shaping how things was going. And mentally, I needed
Mhm.
those people's like, "Hey, Garrett, you can do it. Hey, Garrett, this and
Yeah.
that, man." Because mentally, I had just got off a deployment. I PCS and they deployed again. And
Mm.
I was like, "Oh
Damn,
my
God
God." You know what I'm
damn.
saying?
Give me a break. You know?
Give me a break.
Mm.
So those are the type of things that like I think that we take we don't take seriously because, man, mental and physical are two of the top, but like mentally, it was a lot of people mentally that kind of really helped me get through. But the reason I was gonna say is that to fast forward right before, matter of fact, right at the end of my time in the military, I had got to 210 pounds. Just because I was stressed. I think I had just had my fourth surgery.
Yeah,
So
yeah, your
I had
shoulder
both of
surgery.
my
Yeah.
shoulders, my feet was
Mhm.
swelling up. Nobody didn't know what was, you know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to still be the best that I could be. And my friend comes and he invites me out
You
to eat.
you said it
And
until what's the name to the turnaround. We can talk about the
nah, not that.
Yeah,
But
that's another episode.
yeah,
What?
yeah, yeah.
Go ahead.
So my friend comes, we go out to eat, and he was like, "Hey, you probably want to do some push-ups or something." You kind of,
So-
and I'm thinking, man, I know I'm big, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, my excuse is like, brother, I just had these two surgeries.
Mhm.
After that, I became a health nut. So I went from 210, I'm like 180 now. Like, because I was just like, but he said it from a place like, hey, bro, I see you kind of, you know what I'm saying? You kind of
Yeah.
losing it.
Yeah.
You probably
This ain't you.
you want to get it together. You know what I'm saying? So I said, thank you for calling me fat every time that we talk. And he laughed. I said, hey, man, you call me fat. And I was like, it triggered something in me because I know I wasn't comfortable with,
Right.
being big. So, that's why health is important, because
Yeah.
at the same time, that's because that situation was one of them things that really stressed me out, that was like, okay, yeah, it's time for you to get out. So
But I know,
being
like you were saying
healthy just
earlier,
made me feel a lot better.
not better. Yeah, you
Yeah.
look better. I say the military, like
Yeah.
I said, MC guy, you look better. Like I said,
Yeah.
got that. You got the glow. Like I said, the pregnant
That's
woman
the
glow.
lighting. I
Nah,
got a
nah,
gold light bulb.
that's the pregnant woman glow, like the halo back there. Ooh.
But
But no,
yeah,
like you said earlier, right? Positive people around you.
positive.
And
Yeah.
that's why I tell everybody, when you hang around negative people, you get negative energy. And I
Yeah.
tell people we don't need that negative because, like you said, your first song believed in you, right?
Yeah.
And that was the key. I always tell people everybody got certain different things. Like you said, your friend, because I know we said all the time when somebody talk, cause we athletes, right?
Yeah.
When somebody say you can't do something, what you tell them?
Yeah.
Hold my beer.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got you. I'm gonna do what you say because you're not gonna tell me I can't do something.
Right.
I can do it, right? So first of all, positive energy, and then know how to motivate the person that you're supposed to be motivating. Because sometimes all it do is take, like you said, when I first came there, right? I thought you was there for 2 years.
Yeah.
You couldn't tell me you just got there. I like, damn, this cat just got, he know all the crap, but it was a positive energy.
Yeah.
And that what makes the work environment different. I tell everybody, if you at a work environment, you don't like your job, but the people you come there are cool to be with, it makes a difference. It's just like
Yeah.
going home, right? Like we got somebody that work all the time. You know they got a bad home life because they at work all the time. Who really
Right.
want to stay at work all the time? Like you say, you got to come home and see your son all the time. I like to come home and see my kids, even though they
Yeah.
aggravate the fuck out of me. I still like to come home and see my kids doing, ask how they day went,
Yeah.
because I'm curious about their little life. Because their little life to me is interesting. Like, man, I went through this high school. How can I help them get through
Right.
this right here, right? Because like you said, now you are the teacher, right? We have to use this up here, our mind, to get them there.
Yeah.
So you're right. A positive work environment is great, and then friends that'll tell you the truth.
Yeah.
God, boy, I tell you, fuck them. But friends that you need them though. I tell
Yeah.
about
You do.
you need that one partner, that one friend that say, "Hey, look here, man, that ain't it. That's not how you are. Like,
Yeah.
hey, come back out. Come
Yeah.
back to the light, okay? Not
Yeah.
going to the light, but come back to the light."
Yeah,
So,
and that's and that goes into, like, you need a circle of people where you can talk openly,
mhm.
even if it's sometimes you need to vent. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
But you need to be able to vent around people that's gonna let you vent, and then that's the end of it. Yeah, and we may joke around a bit or whatever, but we
hmm
know it's not gonna become a point of like negative energy because we're
hmm
all in it. We're in the, like I think the army, they be like, we in the suck
Ain't
together,
talk.
right?
Yeah,
So it's like, okay, like it was plenty of days I was like, this ain't the day. I got a meeting at 5:30 that's gonna take an hour and 30 minutes,
hey,
and we
look
don't
here.
even know why we here.
I'm further think you holding this personal. I'll put it out there now, okay? Okay, you just said don't hold this personal,
But
but
we used to complain
mhm,
together, but we was always there, and it
yep,
was like whatever, hey,
yep.
whatever I could do for you, I would do
And
it
I
because we knew that we had each other backs.
Mhm. And
Yeah,
I tell people, and that's the difference when people got your back. Because, like I said, that brings me to the last topic as we wrap it up, right? Some of the barriers, right?
yeah,
It's a lot of barriers to when it comes to mental health,
yeah,
especially when we're talking about it and how to build up to it, right? And I tell people the first barrier that I'm at fault myself, right? Because, like I said, I'm a loner. I like being
yeah,
alone sometimes, right? Not talking to people,
yeah,
not telling people that, hey, Garrett, I'm not having a good day, man.
yeah,
What can I do to change this? Or,
yeah,
hey, man, I just had this right here. I think last time I told y'all having something bad about Jimmy John's, and y'all never told me Jimmy John. Thank y'all, I appreciate that.
yeah,
Y'all, you see, that's what I'm telling you, that y'all look up for. But instead of y'all, like you said, we'll joke about it. You like, hey, that didn't stop me from going out to eat with y'all. Y'all like,
yeah,
hey, we just can't take him to Jimmy John's. Like, where you want to go at now? Let's go to Buffalo Wild. Let's go right here.
yeah,
But it was more the positive energy to go there. And like I said, I didn't have my family there with y'all, right? But y'all always
yeah,
bring me with y'all family and make sure that I was good to go. Even though your wife always asked where my wife at. I don't know what with that. I don't know why she kept
yeah,
clocking my time, but it was still,
yeah.
she asked how I was, right?
Yeah.
And y'all made sure I was good to go. It's positive work environment, and
Yeah.
that what makes it different.
Yeah.
It makes it different when you're around positive people trying to do positive things. It's
Yeah.
like my mom would say, "You always hang with losers, you're gonna be a loser."
Yeah.
And I'm not a loser. I can't be a
Yeah.
loser. I got no problems already. I don't need to be with losers. So,
Yeah.
what some barriers you had, man? Can you know you been
So that's one of
since you
mine
glowing like
too.
a pregnant woman.
A lot of mine was and everybody, and it's crazy because my wife be like, "Oh, you such a social butterfly." I'm like, "I'm not." I said, "I'm cool with the people I'm cool with." I said, but a lot of things I
I
just
can't
rather
see that.
deal with them up here. Like, and a lot of times I don't, I be like stressed out and I be like, "Man, I don't know how I'm gonna figure this out." Where, that's why I love being around you guys because I could talk. I'd be like, "Hey, man, Jeff, man, I got this, whatever." Or I'd be like, "Hey, Will," or "Hey, Jack,"
Mm,
and it's like, okay, I'm not in this alone. And that was something great, man. Just having that because for me,
mhm.
that was one of my biggest barriers because we always have to be strong. We always got to be the
Yeah.
best. Like we could never have a moment where we have a dent in our armor. And that sucks because none of us are Superman. No matter how, you know what I'm saying? No matter how, whatever. Those people, and I'll be honest, those people are the people that usually, and I hate to say this, like commit suicide because they got so much stress, man. So it's like good to have somebody where you can vent to the good and the bad. And that was something that I was like, all right, man, I have people, I have brothers that I know at lunchtime or like we're gonna get together for breakfast
Mhm.
and then we're gonna talk, we're gonna laugh, and it's not nothing personal, and then it's gonna be okay and being supportive. So yeah, that was one of the things that I would have. But I would say for a lot of us, one of the barriers that we have when it comes to just mental health is the negative undertone that
Mhm.
so many people have
Yes.
always
The stigma.
said. But like I said, I had nothing but great experiences when it came from counseling or when it came from, getting some help. Like I did anger management twice when I was in the military. And I did
I can believe it.
counseling several times.
I can believe it. I
Yeah,
can believe it. I met you.
hey.
Yeah. I can believe. Hey,
But
you
it
smile.
was it
Like I
was
said, you
good.
smiling now, bro. You
Yeah.
smiling now, but I can believe it.
Yeah.
But but but
But
but
no, go
it's good
ahead.
that you recognize it.
Oh
It's
yeah,
good that
yeah,
you
yeah.
recognize the help,
Yeah.
and that's what most people fail when they're so ashamed they won't even get the help they recognize they need,
Yeah.
and because of stigma, like you said, it's a stigma. Especially with us, it's a
And
stigma.
and then the other thing is money. A lot of people can't support
Mm,
or a lot of people can't afford these type of things like cuz even when
mm,
I was doing my counseling classes or whatever and they was like, "Oh man, we can charge up to like $100, $150 hours." And I'm thinking to myself,
who the
nobody
fuck?
ain't finna pay
Yeah.
that to talk about problems because they think that you're not like they think that you're not really helping them. And I was like,
Mm,
okay, so I said, yeah, I'd rather just if I can, I'd rather help people because a lot of it is if you get them to talking, they're gonna figure it out themselves.
yeah.
You just have to get them to talking because like you said, if you're talking to a negative person, they're just gonna look for every negative thing
Everything.
that that, "Oh, yeah, man, you should do this." Yeah, they trying to hold you, but then when you talk to somebody that outside of it or whatever, they be like, "Well, hold on. Well, I see things
Yeah.
from a different light." So a lot of it is the opportunity, the space, the negativity. So all those things, when you put them in a small variable, small space, that's a lot that you gotta overcome,
Yeah.
man. So, and that's just the truth. It's a lot that you gotta overcome.
Yeah, like you said, just being positive, man,
Yeah.
and that's the key. You got to surround your people with the people you want to be like.
Yeah.
And if you surround your people with successful people,
Yeah.
eventually you're gonna be successful. And that's the hardest thing that we fail to look at, especially as men, period. Because like I
Yeah.
say, people all the time, not being a black man, just being a man, period, where you
Yeah.
got the pressures of being like the provider, this right here, strong, and you gotta make sure that you on point all the time. It's just good people around you. And
Yeah.
that's the half the battle. You gotta have
Yeah.
strong people around you and be able to willing to talk about it. That's why I tell people I'm always gonna be a fan of group therapy because what it
Yeah.
does for people like me that cause not, 'cause I'm not a social butterfly like you and you talk to anybody and then go in the world and shake hands and kiss babies and stuff like that. But you can go around and hear other people's stories
Yeah.
and hear how they're making it through. And you're like, you know what? He had a
Yeah.
little worse than me. I know
Yeah.
it's fucked up to say it like that, but sometimes, but when you
Yeah,
look at
I ain't
somebody that
got
had
it
it
so
worse than
bad.
you,
Yeah, I ain't got it so
yeah, and
bad.
they made it, and they made it. What am I complaining about? You know,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like I tell people complain about, their water is not that hot. Go to a foreign country
yeah,
when you don't
true.
got no water,
Yeah,
and it's
I've been
different.
there.
I know.
Yeah, yeah. Nah, you right,
But
man. So, yeah, so and we'll kind of wrap it up, and I'll wrap it up with saying this, man. Um, Peace is important. Protect your
oh,
mind, protect your
mm,
space. And if you're in a
mm,
space that's where you're uncomfortable and you don't have a lot of peace, you got to relocate. You got to change your environment. You got to
hmm,
listen to, because your environment is going to tell you when you're not in the right space, and you got to
hmm,
listen to it. So the best thing I can tell you, man, is protect your health, protect your mental health. When you need help, ask for it. Don't try to be too whatever big. Don't try to be too
too
brave.
proud. Hmm.
Yeah, no, don't let your pride be your downfall. And if you need help, just ask for it. But ask the right people. Ask a person who's in a position to give you positive advice or point you in the right direction. Don't ask no negative Nancy.
Yeah, and the right advice. And most
Yeah,
people like you say, your friend tells you, "Hey, man, you need to lose some weight," right? He's not
yeah,
being mad. He's not being mean to say, "Hey, you look faster." He's like, "Hey, man, I'm worried about you. What's
yeah,
going on?" Because, like you
yeah,
said earlier, and that wraps up our whole conversation. It starts here.
yeah,
If this ain't right, everything else fails. And you got to keep yourself around positive people, and then talk about it. Those are three things you asked me in the end. While I say you got to put yourself. It starts here, and put yourself in the right company, the right people to get you there, and then talk about it. Once you talk about it, it's all good to go. Like I
yeah.
said, I can glow like you, not like a pregnant woman.
This guy right
You know,
here.
I'm just saying, man. Next time, bring some goddamn butter pecan ice cream or something, man. That'll make me feel better. I
I
need that for
got you,
my
man.
mental
Next
health.
next time
I
I'm
need
in
that
your
for my
city,
mental
I'm
health.
I'm gonna stop by with that.
Hey, you better Uber it to me. They got Uber Eats everywhere.
Okay, yeah, I got you.
They got Uber Eats everywhere. But it's always good talking to you, brother. Like I said, hey,
Yeah.
love the conversation, man. Like I said, hey, if I had learned one thing today, man, hey, talk to good people, man. That's what I'm keeping in my life. You know what I'm saying? Especially since you look so happy and everything right now. There's some bull crap. You look happy every goddamn day.
No,
So
I
that
got you,
that
man.
that that makes me happy. You happy makes me happy, brother. That's good
Same
stuff,
here.
man. Yeah,
Well,
that's
all right,
good.
man. Till the next time. Peace.
Until next time.
If you enjoyed the conversation, don't just listen, be part of it. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this with somebody who needs to hear it. We're dropping real conversations every week, so tap in, stay connected, and don't miss what's next. Until next time, keep it real.